Syria has become the most contentious issue in a deteriorating Russian-American relationship, with President Putin even calling Secretary of State Kerry a liar. What should we make of this disagreement? 3 points are important. First, remember that the clash is not caused by Putin alone. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russian leaders have almost always opposed the use of force by the United States. Their anti-American rhetoric has often been quite harsh. This was true even of a pro-American figure like Boris Yeltsin. Russian interest in Syria reflects decades of close ties, access to naval facilities, arms sales, military and intelligence cooperation. At a time when Russian influence in the Middle East is in decline, Syria has provided a regional foothold. It may be hard for us to believe, but Russian officials and analysts see the Assad regime as a source of stability in a turbulent part of the world. Second, Russian policy does reflect Putin's personality and his personal views, even his obsessions. For years, he has complained about American policies that he sees as destabilizing to other countries. Well-informed Russians believe he's convinced the U.S. is trying to unseat him. They say when Putin accused Hillary Clinton of encouraging demonstrations against him, he really meant it. Putin and those around him talk about the importance of maintaining Russia's sovereignty, by which they mean being able to ignore international criticism. For Putin, Assad is right to oppose outside pressure and deserves support, no matter how brutally he treats his own people. All these factors make Russian policy very inflexible, but, and this is the third point, it's not reckless and it can change. No matter how much Putin enjoys baiting the U.S., he and his generals have no interest in confrontation. They're very likely to resupply Syria, very unlikely to put Russian military personnel in harm's way. As for how Moscow's policy might evolve, the factor that's most likely to produce a change of course is this: a real turn for the worse in Assad's prospects. If the civil war in Syria begins to go against the regime, Putin will have to rethink. Yes, he wants Assad to survive. No, he does not intend to go down in flames with him. The bottom line then, Russian policy is A, provocative toward the U.S., B, protective of Assad, and C, extremely prudent when it comes to military risk.